If experience equals talent, then the Big 12 is loaded this year. Let's talk about that. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joey Foster, and before we get started, do me a favor and just hit the like button on this video. It helps YouTube, makes YouTube happy, and making YouTube happy kind of keeps the channel happy, right? Also, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, be sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification. We upload videos nearly every single day. We have live shows nearly every single day. So be sure and tune in with us more often. Okay, so ESPN came out yesterday with their 2024 rankings of returning production for a football team. So I've always looked at it this way. A lot of people talk about, well, there's 5-star recruits. You know, they're more talented. They've got 5-star recruits. But let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a 5-star recruit starting his 4th game or a 3-star recruit starting his 4th season? So returning production can mean a lot. If you've got a lot of production returning back off a previous year, obviously you can only get better. I mean, I guess you can get worse, but most times you do get better. So who was number 1 in the Big 12? Well, not only were they number 1 in the Big 12, they were number 2 in the country. That's Iowa State. Iowa State's returning 85% of their production, 90% on their offense, and 80% on their defense, for an average of 85%. So Iowa State's number 1 in the Big 12 with returning production, and number 2 in the country. How about this one? Number 2 in the Big 12 and number 4 in the country, Oklahoma State, returning 77% of their production, 79% on offense, 74% on defense. Now, this is Oklahoma State team that most people say, well, they had one player. They had that running back, and he was really good, and they didn't do much before him. And that's true. They didn't. They had a terrible season until I started running him and turned it around. But that's Mike Gundy for you. And Mike Gundy knows how to get the best out of his players, and he found a way to do that last year. So he's returning 77% of his team. And so if there's one thing to fear I've learned about Mike Gundy is give that man a little bit of experience, he'll beat you every time. So we got to watch Oklahoma State this year. All right, also, number 3 in the Big 12, number 15 in the country, Colorado. Colorado, newcomer coming into Big 12. Deion Sanders been tearing it up out there. I think I looked yesterday and seen either 4 or 5 top 300 recruits. Top 300 for 2024 class coming into Colorado. So, and not only that, he's returning all this production. Like I say, number 15 in the country, number 3 in the Big 12. He returned 72% of his production, 69% of his offense, 76% of his defense. So Colorado, we know last year they wasn't that great, but they were better than the year before and the year before that. So he improved them. What can he do in the offseason? Can Deion get that team hopping on all cylinders? Possibility. Right behind them at number 16 in the country and number 4 in the Big 12 is Utah. Utah, another newcomer coming in. We all know how good Utah is. Utah is a tremendous program out there. Got 72% of their team returning, or their production, 75% of their offense, and 70% of their defense. So if you are a Utah fan, probably looking forward to a pretty good season coming into the Big 12. And I think you'll have a great season coming into the Big 12. All right, so Utah, let me find them again here so I can go to the next team. All right, number 5 in the Big 12 and number 21 in the country, TCU. TCU returns 71% of their production on the team. 63% is offense, 78% is defense. TCU, one of those programs, we know what they did year before last. Kind of blew by everybody in the Big 12, beat Michigan in a playoff game, and then got blown out in the national championship. Lost a lot of the production off that team. So last year, we're not a very good team. But returning production again, always a plus. And so TCU is primed to be one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year. And we'll have to see what happens. All right, finally, the final team I'm going to talk about out of the Big 12 is West Virginia. And the reason I'm going to talk about them, they're 6th in the Big 12 returning production, but they're number 24 in the country, so they fall in the top 25. They return 70% of their team, 89% of their offense, 52% of their defense. So they'll need help on defense. I know they've been hitting the recruiting portal pretty hard on defense. So we have to watch out for West Virginia, especially at offense, returning 89% of the production. I think that's more than anybody else in the country as far as returning offensive production. And last year, West Virginia was a pretty good team, won 9 games. So might want to watch out for West Virginia this year for sure. But that's your top 6 returning productions, top 25 in the country. 6 teams of them out of the Big 12 in the top 25. That's pretty good. So I like that that we have all this production returning in the Big 12. Going to make it really interesting. If one of those teams I mentioned is your favorite team, I guess you have something to look forward to this season, and you're excited about all that returning production. If your team was not listed there, doesn't mean a thing. Absolutely doesn't mean a thing. You could have a very talented team, and we know that Kansas is not listed on there, but we know Kansas is going to be a pretty good team this year. So anyway, I'm Joey Foster. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Everyone, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.